This is Letters from an Astrophysicist by Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's a compilation of missives that were written to him of all different types, but usually inquiring about the universe, science, in some cases NASA, and in other cases asking for advice for people who are interested in science. In a few cases there are complaints. So Neil deGrasse Tyson received an award for being a communicator about space in 2008, and this happened at the Rotary National Award ceremony, a black tie event. Without further ado, for those who think that the space program is not worth it, and or for those who think that the government shouldn't take our taxes for the space program. So this letter on page 83 is entitled "I'm Not Paying," and it is dated Friday, May 16, 2008, via email to RNASA, RNASA. And he writes, footnoted about RNASA, Rotary National Award for Space Achievement, conferred at an annual black tie banquet in Houston, Texas, the city that is the heart of America's manned space program. This letter writer did not attend, but viewed Neil deGrasse Tyson's acceptance speech online. And the writer addressed Dr. Tyson in the following manner. I hated every minute of that award acceptance speech by Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson. I like him and I like watching him on shows on the Science Channel, but I don't like his approach to funding the space program. If space exploration is so great and so profitable, then why can't it exist without stealing money from me at the point of a gun? And in parentheses, that is explained as taxes. Why can't it just sell all its innovations and exist without being a socialist program? He says, meaning Tyson, the Cassini mission to Saturn costs as much as Americans spend on lip balm. Well, I freaking chose to buy the lip balm. You forced me to pay for your lame spacecraft. Whoever is prepared to give up their lip balm are the people that should voluntarily pay for space travel. Don't make me pay for it. Then maybe the people, companies that voluntarily pay for it can also be the ones that receive free, innovative, high-tech help from NASA. Space exploration, funded by socialist means at the point of a gun, makes this country worth defending? That kind of crap is what makes this country worth abandoning. It's the opposite of freedom. I'll let you think about that for a minute while I have a sip of my coffee. Comparing us to China and the rest of Europe and their innovations, is that what we want to become? Socialists and communists like they are? Our country didn't become great because of socialism and big government. Our country became great because of our relative freedom, in spite of big government and socialism. The thing that's ruining our country now is not freedom. What's ruining us now is big government and socialism. And socialists like Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson trying to get the government to steal more money from me to fund his pet program. I mean, what if enough losers decided that it would be a good idea to steal tax money from you in order to fund a program to teach everyone in the U.S. to speak Spanish? Because they have a bunch of reasons why it's good for all of us to learn to speak Spanish and English. You wouldn't like it, would you? That's how I feel about space exploration, he writes in caps. I like space exploration, and it's probably a pretty good thing. Just don't force me to pay for it. Adam Dirkmaat. And Neil deGrasse Tyson addresses him, as one does. Dear Mr. Dirkmaat, thanks, first, for spending the time to watch my acceptance remarks after being given the RNASA, our NASA Space Communicator Award this past April in Houston. And thank you for sharing your impassioned view on government spending on space exploration. You comment that the American space program is the product of a kind of tax-based socialism forced on disinterested Americans such as yourself. But, of course, all taxation is a form of socialism. So your indictment of space exploration is not a unique criticism. Same goes for research funding to the National Science Foundation, the National Institutes of Health, and the Centers for Disease Control. By that measure, the National Park Service, the Smithsonian Institution, the National Endowment for the Arts, and the public school system are also socialist programs. As are the military, since we no longer sell war bonds, and law enforcement agencies. And let's not forget the Environmental Protection Agency, Veterans Benefits, and Interstate Highway. The airport infrastructures? At the end of the day, America is a portfolio of spending that captures and expresses the values of its residents via its lawmakers. What a fascinating experiment it would be if we all paid taxes by checking boxes on a form, which is basically what Congress does for every year's budget cycle. But they do it with the populace in mind, not the individual. And suppose it was not a democracy where majority rules, and you leave the box for NASA unchecked. What happens next? Do anti-tax compatriots come to your home and remove everything from it that was informed, inspired, influenced, invented, or enabled by the space program? That would make an interesting reality show. Gone are the integrated circuits of the electronics you use. Gone is the Weather Channel from your cable service. Gone is your awareness of satellite maps from any news source that track developing storms, hurricanes, and tornadoes. Gone is the GPS system in your car. Time to buy paper maps again if you can find someone who sells them. Gone are all battery-powered hand tools from your garage. Gone are some of your loved ones from breast cancer because the space imaging algorithm that detects cancer cells earlier than ever before would not have been used on them. Gone is the collision warning system in your car or in the car you might soon buy. Gone is the information to you about asteroid Apophis, which is headed toward Earth right now for a close approach on April 13, 2036. Gone are all satellite news broadcasts from Europe and elsewhere around the world to your television. Gone is your awareness that something bad happened on Venus, leaving it with a 900-degree Fahrenheit runaway greenhouse effect, and on Mars, which once had running water but is now bone dry and frigid, which themselves have informed the international awareness of global warming. Gone are aerodynamic efficiencies of the wings on your airplane. Remember, the first A in NASA stands for aeronautics. Gone is your access to Google Maps. On a more philosophical level, gone is your knowledge of our place in the universe, the only human pursuit that has transcended culture, region, and time, all supplied by the Hubble Space Telescope, the Martian rovers, and the countless other spacecraft, with and without humans, that have left Earth to explore. Others who do support space exploration would have access to these things, but not you. All because you would not annually check a box that allocated 0.6 of a penny of your tax dollar. That is the entire allocation to NASA. That is the cost of your access to the universe that you so willingly decline. How much is the universe worth to you? Sincerely, Neil deGrasse Tyson.